Joining us on WHKY News this evening is Amanda Sowards, a lobby pastor with the Greater Hickory Cooperative Christian Ministry. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I've never heard of a lobby pastor before, so tell us what that is and what you do at the Greater Hickory Cooperative Christian Ministry.
Absolutely. So I'm the church relations coordinator. Okay. So that means that I kind of get to, one, be in the lobby as kind of a chaplain position.
Literally in the lobby?
In the lobby.
Okay.
So that's kind of why it's just a lobby pastor, but it's like a chaplain position. So I'm there just kind of as pastoral care.
Okay.
So when people come in, because when they're coming into Greater Hickory Cooperative Ministry, Christian Ministry, they are always usually going through a crisis.
Okay.
That's why they're there. So I'm just available to be able to listen, to pray, to encourage, and just help them as they're trying to navigate through their crises.
Okay, now tell us about this faith-building program that you have going on.
So yes, every Tuesday we have a faith-building class, and anybody can come, whether they believe in Christianity or Jesus or not. It's open to anybody that maybe just wants to learn more about how to grow in faith.
Okay, and you have one story you wanted to tell us about. I guess you could call it a success story because you deal with some people who are homeless, you deal with people who are clearly struggling in certain areas of their life, and maybe their faith in God is not a priority. So tell us about that.
Absolutely. So when you're going through a crisis situation, a lot of times people are like, where is God? God is not here. He's nowhere to be found. I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm lost. I feel like I have been abandoned or forgotten, and I don't know where God is or where Jesus is in the situation. So the faith building class is a place where people can come and ask those hard questions, where they're confused. They don't understand. How could a good God allow terrible, bad situations and circumstances happen? And so being able to provide a space for people to come and ask those tough questions of where is God in my circumstances, where is God in my situation, is where we wanted to provide a safe place for people to do that and to walk out their faith. And the word tells us that, Jesus says, in this world, you will experience trials and tribulations and trouble, but take heart because Jesus, has already overcome the world.
And you've had an individual that was literally pulling pages, ripping pages out of a Bible, and you saw a turnaround there.
Oh, yeah. So we had one of our neighbors, our clients that came in and did not want anything to do with Jesus, did not believe, very clearly made it known that he was atheist and had no interest about anything to do with Jesus or faith. So we have those little Gideon Bibles in the lobby that anybody can come and take. So he would take those little Gideon Bibles, he would rip out the pages, and he would roll a joint and go smoke it outside. And that was kind of a daily routine for him. Now, I didn't know he was doing this until after the fact of him actually taking the pages out of the Bible.
Right.
But so he kind of shared that with me afterwards. But he comes in one day and he says, I have tried to break free from addiction. I have tried my hardest. I have talked to people in the community. Nobody will believe me because I've never been able to do it successfully before. But he said, I am at the end of my rope. I have nothing left to give and I don't want to live anymore. And unless something changes, I just want to give up and die. And I said, well, let's sit down, let's navigate it. Let's figure this out together. And so not even having to bring up Jesus, but having just the compassion and the love of Jesus coming and being poured out into somebody by saying, I see you. I see you in your circumstances. I see you in your crisis. I see your desperation, and you don't have to walk this out alone. You don't have to do life alone. So if you want to, even if you don't succeed at first, even if you fail, even if you relapse, let's try. Because at one point in time, it's going to work. And so we sat down and we fixed a plan to go take him into detox. So we got him into detox. Then he went into a year-long program and was able to go into a rehab that he is completely free now, completely free from addiction. He has been reconciled with his children. He has 2 children that he is now extremely close with. He's been able to get a job and his own house. And so a complete transformation of just saying, hey, let's just try. Let's not do this on your own. And then afterwards, that's when he came and told me that he would take my Bibles and rip the pages out to use them for extracurricular activities.
Amazing story. That's an amazing success story. So if people watching want to know how they can contact you, how can they get involved in this? What do they need to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody that teaches maybe even like a Celebrate Recovery class, or somebody that teaches like a grief share or divorce care, if you have something like that you would love to come and teach people in our community that maybe are desperately looking for an outlet or a community to support them, we would love to be able to host you and be able to facilitate a place for you to teach those classes. classes. Or if you're somebody that just desperately needs some community, needs people to come around them, encourage them without shoving Jesus down your throat, but also sharing love in truth, which is the component of, I believe, Greater Hickory Cooperative Christian Ministry that is beautiful. We're going to help you not just put a Band-Aid on a situation or circumstance, but we're going to help you to overcome your circumstances and to walk this out with you, so you don't have to do it alone. So you have a family, you have a community that's rallying behind you to provide that hand up, not just that hand out. So you can always check out our website and be able to connect with us on there. And my email is on there as well. My name is Amanda Sowards. It's asowards@ccmhickory.org. If you want to get connected with our faith building class, or would love to maybe teach a class that would help our neighbors, your neighbors, then we would love to connect with you and be able to provide that opportunity.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us, and we certainly look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Amanda Sowards from Greater Hickory Cooperative Christian Ministry, a lobby pastor, and you can check them out at the website. And with Amanda, I'm Rob Eastwood, WHKY News.